Hi photographers, I'm John with Photo Findery, the best place online for clients to find you based on your style and not your SEO. What I want to do in this short video is do a quick walkthrough of the profile and really go into a bit of detail on what you can expect to see. In my other video about your account creation process and how to set up your profile, I kind of just skimmed over a bunch of things. In this, I want to go ahead and go into just a little bit more detail if you have any questions about any particular part of the profile creation process. So if you look in here, we've got my profile. This is for my personal photography business. We have this all set up here. So we start off with the business name. Now again, this is how it shows up in the search results. So if you want to say, John Bosley Photography, if you have a different name for your wedding business versus your high school seniors, you can go ahead and put whatever your business name or whatever name you go by here in this. So again, this is purely for the search results. That's all that really matters here is what your clients or potential clients are going to see when they come across your profile. A little info about your business. Again, in the last video, I mentioned how you want to make this specific to this particular genre of photography. So if this is a wedding profile, which it is, I want to talk about my wedding photography. I want to talk about how I approach weddings, maybe my philosophy, maybe my history. Whatever you want to put in here, you can put in here. You can also format it. So you can see here I have spaces between each line. If we jump over into how my profile actually looks, you'll see I still have these spaces between each line. You can't use any code in here, so you can't add headings or anything like that, but you can at least use some basic formatting such as spaces, enters, things like that, but no bolds, italics, nothing like that. So as far as the info about your business, you can put exactly what you need to put in here. No links though. Again, that's another thing that doesn't work. You also want a profile image so that when clients come across your profile in the search results, this is what they'll see. So it should be something that gives them a good idea of your style, of the type of work you produce, but then they can also come into your profile and check out your gallery as well. So we'll talk about that in just a second. As far as the contact fields, again, you want to go ahead and use your whatever number that they can reach you at, whatever website. So this website, when we look in the profile, is the contact website. So if you want it to go to a contact page on your website, go ahead and put in, maybe /contact. If you want it to just go to your home page, you can just leave it going straight to your home page. Same with Facebook and Instagram. You can go ahead and put in your profiles here. The one thing to note on all of these, your site, any internet link, you want to or you have to include this initial part. So whether it's a secure site or not, you have to put in the full thing. You can't put in just your user name. So you can't just put in like / John Bosley Photography. It has to be the whole profile or a whole URL. Super easy, just copy and paste it from Facebook and put it right here. Review sites, again, if you do have a review site, Wedding Wire, The Knot, Google, whatever you want, wherever you have the best reviews maybe, put that in here. And what that will do is in the contact section, it'll have your phone number, it'll have your social links, and it'll have a link to your reviews. When clients click on that, it's going to take them to your whatever site that you pasted in there, and they can read all about you and see if, make sure you're legit, check you out a little bit beforehand. Now the image gallery, again, this is where you're going to put your work so that clients can really get a good feel for who you are and the type of work that you do. So down here, we can see in the gallery, I have chosen to use all horizontal images. If you look up here, if you use vertical images, they will get cropped somewhat. So make sure if you do use vertical image that the image actually shows up in the gallery and it's not just a bunch of trees or sky or something. But when you click on the image itself, the full thing will show up, whether it's horizontal, a portrait, or a landscape orientation. So clients can scroll through here, see your work, hopefully fall in love, and contact you. We also have a contact button down here below the gallery, and you can upload quite a few photos here. You can also rearrange them, so just drag and drop if you want to move these around. Delete by hitting the X, and you're good to go. The one thing you do want to do is, if you want to upload more images, choose the files to upload, pick them from your hard drive, go ahead and choose something, and you want to update your profile before viewing it, because updating will add that image, and if you decide you don't want to, hit the trash and it'll go away. So that pretty much covers the whole, left-hand side of the screen. Let's talk about the right-hand side over here, and this is really what makes Photo Findery work. It's what lets clients find you based on your visual style, how you edit your images, how you frame your images, how you shoot your images, what you cost, what language you speak, all this different stuff. It's a very in-depth search that clients can do and hopefully be paired with the perfect person. So we're going to start out with the genres, and again, you want to just choose one per profile. So for this particular, mine is weddings. That's what this profile is set up as, in case you hadn't figured that out. My particular style, I shoot with, I prefer soft light, natural posing, bright editing feel. I have a contemporary style, and I don't consider myself to be artistic, which I will talk about that in just a little bit here. As far as my budget of potential couples, it's going to be between $2,500 and $4,000. I speak English. Unfortunately, I don't speak any other languages, but if I did, clients could find me based on that. I do offer elopement sessions. I don't offer boudoir sessions, and the main parts of Colorado data service are selected here. So let's jump back up to the top and go over each of these in a bit more detail. Now, for each of these different style options, what you want to choose is your predominant style. Now, everyone's going to have, venture off into different styles and play with some different things. But what we want here is your predominant style, what clients can typically expect from you and their photographs. So I'm going to go over each one in a little bit more detail. The light type should be fairly self-explanatory. I shoot with a softer light style, so lots of backlight, lots of really soft light, few shadows, or at least not many hard shadows. On the flip side, we do have harder lighting style, so that's going to be darker shadows, harder shadows, period. Direct sunlight, lots of really intense light, so that's going to be a very different visual style than soft light is. As far as posing goes, we have posed and we have natural. Now, some people do more of a posing style, which I really consider to be something a little more dramatic, or maybe editorial, something that you might find in a fashion magazine, or something that you might find on some hot wedding blog. Whereas a more natural posing style is going to be more unscripted. It's going to be a little more relaxed. It's going to be a little more casual. It might still be directed, but it's not going to look like it was set up by the photographer. It's going to definitely look natural, like the couple just happened to be doing something and the photographer captured it. Editing feel. Lots of moody images out there these days. Lots of darker images, lots of deep shadows, blocked out blacks, and that's what I consider to be a dramatic editing feel. So on the opposite side of that is a more bright style, so maybe something that's very filmy looking, something that's, for me that goes along with the backlit style, really light skin tones, really, maybe pastel colors. So a bright image versus a dramatic image when you see it. So do your clients. This is just kind of a way to get it into words so that you can choose the right one for you. Now, as far as the style goes, this is not incorporated into the quiz itself, but it is something that potential clients can filter out in the search results. And the difference here is a more contemporary style is going to have maybe unique framing of images. It might have unique angles. It might have different subject matter than a more traditional image would. So a contemporary image is going to feel a little more fresh. It's not something you're going to see in your parents' or your grandparents' wedding album, whereas a more traditional style might fit in more with that. Not saying that it's old-fashioned, but it's definitely not going to break as many rules or take as many chances as a more contemporary style does. Now finally, artistic. What do I mean by artistic? We all are photographers, we're all artistic people, and we want to make something that our clients will really enjoy looking at. So in a sense, we're all artists and we have an artistic style, yes. But as far as this is concerned, artistic is taking things to a whole other level. So think of using prisms to create some really interesting effects in your images. Think of obscuring your lens with leaves or with rings or with things that sparkle, whatever the case may be, to create an image where people look at it and say, how the heck did they get that? So not everyone does that. Not everyone enjoys that. And so I want to make this an additional filter for clients as well as photographers. If you make images that people say, wow, I have no idea how you did that, but it's amazing, that's an artistic image. If you make an image with just an interesting framing or cropping selection, as far as this is concerned, that's not really an artistic image. So go ahead and leave that box unchecked. Now, as far as budget goes, this one's pretty straightforward. You'll want to select the average or maybe even starting price range for your packages or for your services, so that clients, they say they have a photography budget of $3,000. If you check this $2,500 to $4,000 box, you're going to show up in those search results. Languages spoken. If you speak any other languages besides English, go ahead and put those in here. You can leave English unchecked by default. It's not going to exclude you from any search results. But if you do speak it, you might as well check it, right? So if you speak a language, go ahead and put that in here. For these offers, elopement, and boudoir sessions, again, this is an additional filterable search option. So once they have gone through the quiz, they'll be presented with results. And then if they want to dial it down even more, like, ooh, here's a bunch of wedding photographers, I also want a boudoir session, so let me filter by people who offer that as well, just so I can get everything through one photographer. That's going to show up there, or that's where you're going to show up. So if you do offer those services, make sure and check those. Again, it won't exclude you from any search results initially, but it will let people find you with a little more drilling down in the search results once they've come up with the initial list of photographers. And finally, the locations. Right now, we're only launching in Colorado, so there's only Colorado locations here, but soon we'll be launching in other states, and those will be available here. Make sure you're on the mailing list. You'll get updates when new states are rolled out. But for now, go ahead and select which Colorado locations that you service. You can choose up to 5. If you do try and choose a 6th one, you will get this error message, only 5 locations are allowed. So choose the 5 that you most service. Once you do that, you should have everything in here filled out. Your profile is complete. Don't forget to update your profile. And when you click update, everything is saved. You can go view it to make sure everything looks correct. Scroll through, take a look. If everything looks good, you are good to go. Now, keep in mind, in the view profile, you're not going to see your genre or your styles, anything like that. That all shows up in the search results. So you won't see those options here, but please be assured they are saved. If you do see something that you need to change or update, you can always go to edit my profile. It's going to take you right back into the profile screen, and you can change, update, whatever you want to do. So hopefully you found this helpful. Until next time, happy shooting. Take care.